I'm going to be reviewing and spoiling The Substance today. Right off the bat, this movie is absolutely insane, but beautifully done. You have Demi Moore playing a woman named Elizabeth Sparkle. She's getting older, and as a fitness instructor, Hollywood wants to kick her out, so they fire her on her birthday. She overheard them talking about how they want somebody young and making fun of her age. And mind you, Demi Moore looks very good in this entire movie. She's sad, she's driving on the way home. On the way home, she gets T-boned by a car and ends up in the hospital. She's bruised up, and it's not too bad. One of the people treating her said, "Oh, you'd be a perfect candidate." She finds that very strange. He hands her something and then leaves. She's good to go. She goes home. She opens up the paper and it says The Substance on it. It's a little flash drive. On the paper, it says, "It changed my life." She goes to the bar now and then she's drinking some martinis. She drank a lot of martinis. She came home and threw up. She looks at a big poster that she has of herself in her apartment and throws a snow globe at it. She's starting to really hate herself for aging, for getting fired, but it's literally not her fault. Before this, she threw the USB in the trash. She takes it out of the trash now and is interested in seeing what they have to offer. The USB talks about a better, younger version of yourself. All you have to do is take one dose of the substance. She calls the number that's associated with USB and orders the substance. They say to meet at this location. She gets an envelope in the mail saying 503 on it. It's a card. She goes to the location and the card acts like a key fob and opens up this weird, creepy alleyway. She goes into that building. She has to crawl under. The gate doesn't open fully for some reason. Then she's in some pristine white room. It looks like Amazon lockers all over the place. Her number is 503, so she looks for 503. It opens and she gets the package to go home. Now she gets even more infuriated because the job that she had before is posting ads for a youthful model. Somebody to take over the fitness stuff. And this was a TV show she had been doing for forever. She opens the package up. It has an activator, a stabilizer, food for the other self, food for the matrix, and switch. You have to switch every 7 days, no exception. And the card says, "Remember, you are one." This is where the movie gets insane. She takes the substance, which is this green fluid you see behind me on the poster. Her body starts crawling like something is inside because something is inside, and then her spine rips open in half, straight down her back. Then this thing crawls out. You see a leg poke out. In the next scene, it's the POV of the thing that crawled out of her body. It is a younger, more youthful version of herself. It has to stitch her back up. It's literally split open. I thought she was lifeless at this point. She's still alive at this point. Food for the Matrix refers back to the host. So now Sue, her new body, is now hooking up the food IV to Elizabeth. And the stabilizer is cerebrospinal fluid that she has to harvest. So Sue has to stick a 12-inch needle straight into Elizabeth's spine for 7 days. You cannot miss a stabilizing dose, and you have to respect the boundaries and switch every 7 days. After the CSF is collected, she injects herself with it. If she doesn't do this, she bleeds out and gets crazy headaches. Like, I'm talking blood gushing from your nose, your ears, everywhere. And remember, the substance is green, so Sue vomits up the substance. Sue decides to go and fill in the ad for Elizabeth Sparkle. So Elizabeth is in a way becoming her own replacement. Sue gets the job, everyone is mesmerized by her, everything's good, and they switch back in 7 days. To switch back, they have to put tubes into each other and the blood has to intersect. Now the refill kit has been delivered for the substance because you need to keep the body alive with food. You need more tubes for the switch and all of that stuff. Sue decides to go party out just a little bit longer with her friends. This comes at a cost to the other body. When they switch back, it's been like a day later and Elizabeth wakes up with her finger literally necrotic. Like, this thing looks like it aged 100 years and it's green and disgusting. She calls the substance hotline to say, "Yo, my finger is literally about to fall off." Like, she doesn't respect the balance. The guy just says, "You both need to respect the balance," and hangs up. Elizabeth, rightfully so, crashes out, so she goes to a diner to clear her mind. Do you guys remember that person I said at the beginning that was treating her and said he'd be the perfect candidate? He has a number also, and he is number 207. She finds this out because he drops his belongings and the card falls out. Elizabeth starts to hate herself even more, and now it's time to switch back with Sue. It's been 7 days. As Sue is performing on TV for Pump It Up, she notices something crawling by her butt. It's this massive lump, so she runs off set to check it out. She noticed she could push it up, so she pushes it up towards her belly button, reaches into her belly button, and rips it out. It's a chicken leg. Turns out that is exactly what Elizabeth ate the night before. Sue gets promotion after promotion. She's hosting a New Year's Eve show. She's on Vogue. She's not respecting the balance, and she does not want to switch back. 2 to 3 weeks go by. Now Elizabeth's body is super deteriorated. She barely has any hair left on her head. She's extremely wrinkly and pruny. And most of the aging is happening on the right side of her body. She calls the hotline to say that Sue is not respecting the balance. They ask her if she wants to stop. She looks at herself and realizes she can't stop now. The guy just says, "Respect the balance," and hangs up. Sue decides to just not want to go back at all now. She's not respecting the balance at all. 3 months go by. She built a little makeshift room inside of the bathroom too, and all you see are just food bags everywhere. And you can also see Elizabeth's body. It's so deteriorated now. She is barely alive, and there are jars and jars of her cerebrospinal fluid or the stabilizer just everywhere. Elizabeth is now not producing any CSF, so Sue can't even stabilize herself. They have to switch back now for the processes to rejuvenate the cerebrospinal fluid. Elizabeth is even more deteriorated than before. No exaggeration, she looks like Gollum and Voldemort combined. She decides to order a termination kit. She wants this to be over with now. When she's injecting the termination kit, the voice is like, "Are you sure you want to do this? You're going to be alone. Just you, trying to tempt her to stop. She can't go through with the termination, and she leaves a little bit left, so Sue wakes up. Now it's Sue and Elizabeth both conscious at the same time, and this was not supposed to happen. Something is very wrong here. They're supposed to be one, and only one of them can be awake. Sue beats the crap out of Elizabeth, crashes out, and ends up killing her. Now, killing the host body probably is not going to go as well as you think it's going to go. She goes to host her New Year's Eve show, and everything goes crazy. The voices that are talking to her are all distorted. She can't really understand anyone. Her teeth are literally loose and falling out. She can pull them out easily. Her ear falls off in the elevator, her entire ear. Her fingers are breaking, her bones are breaking, her nails are falling off now. But there is still some activator serum from the substance kit left. Elizabeth is dead, so Sue goes home and takes the remaining activator substance now. Sue then gets split open and this monstrosity comes out of her. It's literally a globular human of her and Elizabeth combined. They title this thing Monstro Elizasue. This monstrosity goes to perform at the New Year's Eve show, and as you can probably guess, it does not go well. There's even a scene with the monster curling its hair, and the thing barely has any hair. It has multiple faces and boobs and butts and lips all over itself in a random order, and is very globular and weird looking. Everyone freaks out, says shoot the monster. People are pushing the monstrosity around. Some guy swings at her and knocks her head clean off. It explodes. But the monster grows another head back. This time there's like 4 heads in one. And then the arm breaks off because the activator serum is so unstable now. They were only supposed to use it once, now it's going crazy. And now blood is spewing everywhere as this monster's arm falls off. It's like the scene at the end of Carrie when blood is just going everywhere. That is exactly what's happening. Everyone in the audience is getting sprayed, the walls are getting sprayed, just everything's everywhere. She says, "Don't be afraid, I'm Elizabeth and I'm Sue." She finally accepts herself for who she is. This monster is the only confident one out of all 3 of them. After this and everybody flees, she walks outside onto the Hollywood Boulevard. Her body literally falls apart and breaks like glass. There's only a starfish-looking thing of her left, and it is Elizabeth's face, so she starts crawling in a starfish motion. She crawls towards Elizabeth Sparkle's Hollywood star. She sees sparkles coming down on her, her life flashes back, and she disintegrates and melts into the star, and it's washed away the next day. Dude, this movie was absolutely crazy. I only watched it like an hour ago. I would give it an 8 out of 10. The movie was beautifully done. The cinematography is amazing. Very vibrant colors, close-up gory scenes, beautiful shots everywhere. Give it a watch and let me know what you guys think about it if you've already watched it.